A busy day at the State House this afternoon. Dozens of bills being signed by Governor Holcomb. Tonight, we lay out a few significant ones.
And $7.2 trillion is no pocket change, but it could be an important opportunity for President Biden to appeal to voters concerned about the economy. Tonight, Biden releasing his annual budget, the little chance it has passing Congress.
Statistics showing hundreds of people with disabilities losing their life in the hands of family members and caretakers. Here at home, a vigil being held earlier this month to remember those lost.
And lots of films making headlines at last night's Oscars Academy Awards. However, there's one commercial that aired and has lots of people talking.
And we saw an absolutely beautiful day out there today, and we will potentially see those temperatures continue. I'll have all that and more in my full forecast.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
67 bills were approved by Eric Holcomb earlier today. They are enrolled acts impacting classrooms all the way to jails. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emma Matlock.
And I'm Alex Almanza. It was a busy day at the State House today. One bill, a new reading law seeking to help Indiana's literacy crisis that requires schools to administer the statewide IRE test in second grade instead of third grade. Now, other bills include an established bobcat hunting season by the Indiana Department of Natural Resources, a requirement that all public and charter schools must create a phone and device policy within the classroom, and the prohibition of drones near correctional facilities after over a dozen confirmed drone drops of contraband inside state correctional facilities. Now, that was all according to a news release. Now, most of those bills go into effect on July 1st.
President Biden released his annual budget today. The $7.2 trillion budget proposal is an important opportunity for Biden to appeal to voters concerned about the economy. It includes proposals to lower costs for families, boost investments in U.S. manufacturing, strengthen Social Security and Medicare, and reduce the deficit. It also has provisions to raise taxes on large corporations, crack down on corporate profit sharing, and proposes a minimum 25% tax on billionaires. The budget has little chance of getting enough support in Congress to pass.
And turning now to the weather, it was quite a warm one as we neared the end of the day, but I hear things are definitely going to get a little bit warmer than that. Oliver Moster has a look at weather. It's going to warm up, Oliver.
Oh yeah, if you went somewhere for spring break, those temperatures that we're going to be seeing midweek are definitely not going to be a stranger to you. But something else that you might notice as you're coming back into Muncie is that the grass is a lot greener. We did get a lot of rain last week as a lot of people left town, and we are pretty close to what we normally see for this time of year, just under an inch there. We are expected to get more rain as we make our way through the rest of this week. But before that, tomorrow, going to be seeing some breezy conditions, thunderstorms there on Thursday, and then making our way into a cooler weekend. I'll have all that and more in my full forecast.
All right, thanks, Oliver. Now, an Indiana man trapped for days after a crash was able to reunite with two fishermen who saved his life. Eric Horn reports.
Mario Garcia and Navarro de la Torre were showered with applause and gratitude, but their biggest reward is the bond they'll forever keep.
I gained a friendship with Matt. We're not too far behind in age, so I mean, I see him like a brother too, so that's... Aww.
Today they're able to laugh, but 3.5 months ago, the three met in a moment of peril. Reem had been trapped in his crashed pickup going on a week beneath I-94 in Porter County and was only spotted by Mario and Navarro because the setting sun sparkled off his vehicle just so.
They were just down there looking for a new spot to go fishing. You know, it was the end of December. Nobody goes fishing in December.
Thank God everything turned out great and you're alive here with us. That's my reward. That's my biggest reward, is that you're alive.
After weeks in the hospital, the 27-year-old Reem remains in rehabilitation after having part of his leg amputated. But he's determined to pay forward the second chance gifted by two strangers who've become family.
The only thing I can do is try to help out more people.
After this happened, I got phone calls and friends from Greece, from Mexico, one from Russia, actually. It's amazing how it caused a lot of people to get some hope that humanity is still there. We still have a chance.
Wow, and Ream says that he wants to return to work as a welder after he's done with his rehabilitation.
On March 1st, a vigil was held at the Kennedy Library in Muncie to remember victims who lost lives at the hands of family members or caregivers. In the past 5 years, over 570 people with disabilities have lost their lives by the hands of family members and caretakers, according to the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network. To remember the victim, Samuel Johnson, part of the Hoosier Alliance of Neurodiversity, read aloud the names, age, and date of death of all of the victims.
We're a disability rights and liberation group based in Indiana, specifically with developmental and neurological disabilities. So that would be autism, ADHD, dyslexia. In addition to Rosa, we have lost Jenny Baxter.
These organizations and people in the community has come together to send a message that disability is, quote, not justification for violence.
Well, a certain class of weight management drugs have been the source of fascination and controversy since hitting the market in recent years. But there's one particular drug maker's new ad that delivered a warning during last night's Academy Awards ceremony. Michael Yoshida has more about what's behind that ad campaign and what doctors are advising.
As Hollywood's biggest stars hit the red carpet for the Oscars, pharmaceutical company Eli Lilly rolling out a new ad aimed against the vanity use of weight loss drugs.
Some people have been using medicine never meant for them, for the smaller dress or tux.
The advertisement not specifically mentioning Lilly's drugs or its competitors, which are approved by the FDA for diabetes and chronic weight management.
People whose health is affected by obesity are the reason we work on these medications. It matters who gets them.
But recently, getting the drugs to the right people has been tough.
I have seen dire shortages of medications with my patients. This has been a major challenge. Patients flying to different states to get these medications.
Another issue, according to Dr. Fatima Cody-Stanford, is that these drugs, which mimic hormones to reduce appetite and affect how our body produces insulin, were only intended for a very specific use by a very specific set of patients, those with type 2 diabetes or obesity.
We have no science to back the use of these medications outside of the context of those clinical conditions. There are 0 studies published in any medical journal, both here in the US, around the world, that look at vanity use of these medications.
Eli Lilly CEO hoping the message is clear.
These medicines were invented for people with a serious health condition. They're not invented, just to have someone who's famous look a little bit better.
And drug makers raise the list prices of weight loss medications, of some of those weight loss medications that we were talking about now, along with roughly 900 other brand name medications in January.
After the break, find out what popular social media app is at risk to be banned from U.S. app stores.
And Airbnb's new measures to protect renter privacy. That's all next.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do
when you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Man, it's lonely. Like, going through life lonely.
There is the therapeutic aspect of music, just expressing how you feel. I'm going to talk to Howie about his feelings, make it into a song.
TikTok's time in the U.S. may be ticking away. Thursday, the House Energy and Commerce Committee voted to advance a bill that could ban the China-linked social media platform from all U.S. devices like phones and tablets. If the bill is enacted, TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, would have 165 days to sell the app. If ByteDance does not do that, the bill would make it illegal for TikTok to be available for download in app stores. U.S. officials have repeatedly said Chinese intelligence laws make it possible for Beijing to collect user information data from ByteDance. TikTok is already prohibited on government-owned devices. The American Civil Liberties Union says the bill would hinder free speech for Americans. TikTok is urging its users to oppose the legislation. No update on when the full House could take up the measure.
Well, a new study has found that more than a third of teenagers think that they spend too much time on their phones. Now get this, around 40% of the 1,400 teens surveyed say that they log too many hours on smartphones and social media. That same percentage, however, said that they need to cut back, but admitted that they feel anxious when they're without their phones. Now, just over half of those surveyed are happy with their screen time usage, and feel that there's no need to unplug. But 2/3 say that they believe the benefits of smartphone usage outweigh the potential harm. Now, that's all according to a report published today by the Pew Research Center. Now, the findings come amid continued concern over the use of social media among teens and its effect on mental health.
The federal U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency was forced to take 2 computer systems offline after they were hacked last month. According to an agency spokesperson, one of the affected systems runs a program that allows government officials to share cyber and physical assessment tools. The other system holds security assessment information of chemical facilities. Both systems had been running on older technology that was already set to be replaced. The agency said there was no operational impact from the incident. It was not immediately clear who was behind the attack. The CISA urges other federal agencies and private firms to update their software and take other defensive measures against hackers.
Airbnb is banning indoor security cameras starting April 30th, and the rental app says it's to protect renters' privacy. Now, cameras used to be allowed in common areas like hallways and living rooms, and hosts had to say in the listing that they had indoor cameras and make them clearly visible. Now, this new rule doesn't allow them at all. It comes after numerous reports of renters finding hidden cameras, and the new policy still allows outside cameras, but hosts have to disclose their use and locations before guests can even book a listing in the first place. Also, outside cameras can't be in a place where you would expect privacy, for example, like an outdoor shower or sauna.
It is Indiana Severe Weather Preparedness Week, and I will tell you about why you could hear sirens tomorrow morning after the break.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try and to teach them. When they learn something new, and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm missing this. Okay, Grandma. I see you.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. It keeps you, your community, and loved ones protected. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best.
What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Can't believe you're doing this alone. I've done it before. I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up? Hand me that board. Nothing wrong with getting help. I'm good. I did it when Felicia left. I'll figure it out. I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying. If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence? Now you need my help. It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that? Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm weather forecaster Oliver Monster here with a look at the week ahead, starting off with those current temperatures. Absolutely beautiful day out there today, and we're still seeing these warm temperatures throughout most of the state. 53 degrees here in Muncie, 50 degrees down there in Indianapolis. A little bit cooler as we zoom into east central Indiana, where we are still seeing some temperatures dropping into the 40s, 43 degrees there in Richmond, 49 degrees up there in Portland. But again, just still sticking around that 50-degree mark. Again, a beautiful day, very clear skies. The biggest thing you might have noticed as you were walking to class were those winds, and those winds are going to persist as we make our way through tonight, gusting up to 25 miles per hour, but our low 41 degrees under mostly clear skies. And those winds are going to pick up as we move overnight. Could be even seeing gusts of up to 35 miles per hour in those early morning hours, around 1 a.m., 2 a.m., moving into 7 a.m., 32 miles per hour from the southwest. So that is bringing some of those warmer temperatures up into our area, but again, really blowing those warmer temperatures into our area. Windy conditions do stick around for tomorrow under mostly clear skies, 67 degrees for your high there tomorrow, but again, those gusts up to 25, maybe even 30 miles per hour throughout the day. Going to be seeing those blustery conditions definitely dip off as we make our way into the middle of the week, but we are going to see temperatures rise. 68 degrees for your high there on Thursday, almost scraping 70 degrees. 49 degrees is our usual average for this time of year, so we are way above average, almost 20 degrees. Could be seeing some 70-degree temperatures, but we do have a system of rain that's going to be moving in Wednesday night, going into Thursday. I think that's going to keep our temperatures a little bit on the cooler side, but as we can see here on the precision cast, that rain sticks around as you make your way into Friday as well. And on Thursday, we could be seeing some severe weather, which really ties in well to this week being Indiana's Severe Weather Preparedness Week. Now, today we're supposed to be talking about the difference between a warning and a watch. A watch is you have all the ingredients to make a taco. A warning is you have a taco, right? So keep that in mind, but also keep this in mind. Tomorrow, 10:15 a.m., we are going to have the statewide tornado drill. So if you hear sirens go off right around 10 a.m., it is not a tornado, it is just a drill to make sure you are prepared, make sure you are weather ready. Check out more on the National Weather Service's in Indianapolis page. But as we make our way through the rest of the week, again, chance of storms there on Thursday, 68 degrees. Does definitely cool off as we make our way into St. Patrick's Day weekend. 49 degrees there for your St. Patrick's Day, right around that average. So again, it's just been warm, it's been beautiful. Enjoy these days while you still can, because it is going to start getting cooler.
I'll try to enjoy them as much as I can. I'm going to Florida next week, so...
Next week?
Yeah, I'm going to...
Spring break was last week, Alex.
Yes, well, I think I'm a little late to the game, but, you know, I'll miss Indiana weather. Yeah. I'll miss it so much, but, you know, good spring break, you know? What about you?
Honestly, just working. You know, how it is.
Yeah. You know, I'll make it up next week then. That's fine. Yeah. But St. Patty's Day, looking good. Looking good. A little bit of a cool weekend. All right. Thank you so much, Oliver. We've got plenty more to get to in NewsLink Indiana. Sports is next.
One Ball State program makes history, and another is heating up at the right time.
It's something about having that piece of paper. Some people think that's worth more than my skills.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
You just gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Analytics and empathy. That's how I've gained clients.
I am more.
I'm more
than who I am on paper.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, amigo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, amigo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
At night, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed. But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, bringing you up to speed on the day's top stories.
And giving you up-to-the-minute conditions from the Ball State Weather Center.
And of course, lots of fun.
I gave mine personality. Look, it's got eyebrows.
Ooh.
And you missed.
My lucky glove didn't even work.
But I also am excited for those fall temperatures.
Start your Friday mornings with Cardinal Weather, live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jake Garcia with sports. Ball State women's basketball continues to soar high and set new records. The Cardinals traveled to Buffalo for the final game of the regular season with a strong 26-4 record, but Ball State would be chasing more than just a victory in Western New York. A victory would see the Cardinals set the record for most single-season wins in program history, and after defeating the Bulls 71-50, Ball State would set that program record for wins with a new mark of 27. The Cards will now travel to Cleveland for the MAC tournament, where they will be the number 2 seed. To flip over to the balance beam, gymnastics finishes off their regular season road schedule with a win at NIU. Freshman Ashley Skamansky and graduate student Megan Teeter tied for the event with win on bars with scores of 9.875 to open up the Cardinal dominance. Senior Suki Pfister continues to shine on the vault with a score of 9.925, followed closely by sophomore Zoe Middleton and fellow senior Victoria Henry. The Cardinals will wrap up the regular season on Sunday when they play host to Eastern Michigan. The thudding and clashing of pads is a common occurrence at any football or hockey game, but this act actually predates both these sports. NewsLink Indiana's Isaiah Medina finds a wrinkle in time to see the past meet the present.
In this historic school building echoes the distinct sound of clinking and clanking. It's not children banging pans, rather, your knights in shining armor. The Vernon Vanguard are one of many armed combat chapters around the nation. Individuals suit up in full reinforced armor, and to score, you're either clashing, smashing, or thrashing. The person with the most points by the end of the 5 rounds wins. Dakota Miller is captain of the Vernon Vanguard, and he describes his journey with the team.
I was teaching karate here. Then my sensei passed away. I took over the gym, and COVID shut down essentially the school itself. We kind of progressed. At about 2020, I turned my backyard into a training facility. So we had an outdoor ring. It was like a bull ring. We used that area for about 2.5 years. October of last year, we started remodeling our second room to accommodate for our indoor practices and give us a facility that was a little more professional.
Dan Hawhey, co-captain of Vernon Vanguard, shares his experience of a typical match that varies from a one-on-one to as big as a 30-on-30.
I don't ever really get nervous, whether it's a duel or a bunch of people, somebody twice my size or somebody who's barely my size. I just look at it and I'm like, here we go, we're gonna have some fun. Recently, we went to Springfield, Illinois and did a tournament, and it was hosted by a gaming company. They had us doing 30-on-30 at the end, which is the biggest fight I've ever been in. And I just remember everybody started running at the beginning of the match. And it's like, I guess we're running. I don't normally run at the beginning, but okay. Charged straight into somebody, bounced off of him, but it was fun.
Despite all the commotion, the team wants everyone to succeed and grow.
It has no personal anything to it other than personal effort, personal enjoyment, personal, urge to succeed. So they're gonna succeed, you're gonna succeed. You know one of you is gonna win, but you're gonna enjoy it regardless.
In Vernon, Isaiah Medina, NewsLink, Indiana.
And best of luck to women's basketball in the MAC tournament after such a historic season.
Yeah, well, let's get them there.
All right, thank you, Jake. Coming up, this year's unusual Cadbury Bunny Contest.
And we've got one final look at your weather. Stay with us.
Attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of the hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And before we go, this year's Cadbury Bunny Contest has quite a unique participant, a mini horse named Peaches. Cadbury launched this annual event in 2019. The company urges pet owners to enter for a chance to win. Brianna Borghi has more.
Come here, Peach. Come here, Peach. Go with the camera. At just 26 inches tall, Peaches is vying for a big title. The miniature therapy horse who suffers from dwarfism is a semi-finalist in this year's Cadbury Bunny Contest.
She not only loves the camera, but she's white and fluffy and looks like a bunny, and she is got a great personality, so I think she would be a perfect Cadbury bunny.
Whether Peaches knows it or not, she's been training for this moment.
She knows how to do a little bunny hop. Good girl.
32 animals will battle it out in the bracket-style Instagram tournament, with the public voting in each round. Peaches knows how this is done. Her herd mate, Stewie Vuitton here, was last year's runner-up. The winner earns a cash prize and gets to appear in a Cadbury commercial. Peaches is more than ready for her close-up.
She actually knows how to do selfies. I don't know how, but you pull out your phone and she'll come over and pose with you.
But even more impressive is the work Peaches does with Lifting Spirits miniature therapy horses out of Andover. After being rescued back in 2017 and undergoing surgery, she now provides equine therapy to people of all ages and abilities.
I think she represents overcoming a lot and bringing a lot of cheer and joy and happiness to people.
Wow. Well, looks like we're galloping to some warmer temps, right?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, if all it takes to join that is be an animal and you get a cash prize, we should totally enter Jack Van Meter. But we are going to be seeing those warmer temperatures, 68 degrees there on Thursday, potentially some severe weather as well. Keep an eye out on that. And then we do definitely dip in temperatures, making your way into St. Patrick's Day weekend, 49 degrees there on Sunday.
Thanks, Oliver. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night and stay safe.